All right, so ladies, let's chat for a minute. I want to know, my first question is it normal now? Is this our new normal where older, it's not just older men, older women date younger guys all the time. We just typically speak on it more when it's older men dating younger women, but older women date older guys, or their preference all the time. But I just want to know two things. Number one, is it normal? Is it a healthy normal? Have we normalized something, and can we say that it's actually healthy? Now, this is my thoughts with Ioki and this older man, older gentleman. Too old. Too old. She's 21. That man is 63. Too old. What do they have in common? What do they have in common? Nothing. That screams to me she has other issues, not just daddy issues. It could be a thing to where she has an issue to where I want to live a certain standard of my parents. Maybe her parents could be a little reserved and or strict with her on the financial side. And I'm saying that because I listened to the video that she told Russell, if you don't uh increase my allowance, I'm going to have to find me a sugar daddy. And even in that video, he said, wait, what? What'd you say? Aren't you still like a virgin? Clearly she's not. She's with a 63-year-old. I highly doubt that. I highly doubt that. Now, if this is true, of course we're speculating, but if it is true, why is it normal that big of an age gap? To me, 21 and 63, no. No, no, no. My second question is, what's the biggest age gap there should be to say that it's normal? 10 years? 5 years is normal, very common. 10 years? 15 years? 20 years? Where is the limit? Should there be a limit in people mixing age as far as older and younger? And I'm just curious. You said 30 years, so a person shouldn't be 30 years older. It should be no more than 30 years. So a person in their 20s is going to want somebody in their 50s versus someone in their 20s. What makes these people want someone that much older? For number one, the number one reason is finances. When younger people want older people, it's financial. It is not the attraction, it's financial most of the time. Not all of the time, but most of the time. There are cases that people generally, organically are attracted to each other, but most of the time it's financial. It's finances. And I guess I kind of wonder in my head, over the last few years, I've wondered, why are people so, why has it become so common or so normal that people sell themselves? It's just a dollar bill. Why is it just about money? You can lay down with someone 20, 30, 40 years younger, older than you, or younger than you, and it's no problem. This is my theory on this. I feel as if we, as a people, we have normalized perversion. We've normalized it so much, that's why we cannot recognize predators. I truly believe that from my heart of hearts. And let me speak on something, being an old man's baby. When I was a young girl, when I was a little girl in elementary, and one day my parents were helping me with my math homework, and my mom used her age. We were doing equal than, less than, or greater than. I'll never forget that day. I needed some help to understand the equal than, the less than, and the greater than. She used her age and my dad's age. That was the day that the light bulb clicked on, that my parents had that big of a gap. And if you've never heard me say it, my mom married her sugar daddy, which was my dad. And my dad was 30 years older than my mother. And from that day, as a little girl in elementary school, I said, that's not right. And she thought I was talking, my mom thought I was talking about the math problem that we were working on. And I said, no, why is my daddy number bigger than yours? That much bigger than yours. And my brothers just knew I was about to get my behind tore up. But it was complete silence. And my mama gave me a look that day that I'll never forget. She gave me a look like, if you don't shut your goddamn mouth. But I said, that's not, I kept saying, that's not right. His number too big than yours. He was 30 years older than her. So when I have these conversations, I'm not trying to pick on anyone particular. I can't. I'm an old man's baby. My dad had me at 54, and I have a little brother. I have a lot of siblings, a lot, off two hands. But my brother my mom gave birth. My dad was 58. He was 58. Getting ready to be 59. So that's why I like to have these conversations. I've dated older men, 9 years older than me. I met Kenneth. He was 17 years older than me. He didn't look like he was 17 years older than me, but he was. So I'm not doing it from a judgmental standpoint before anyone tries to say that. Let me put that piece of my laundry out to help you realize I'm just really having conversation. But I'm also wondering now, has it always been common? Has it always been common? And then these gaps getting bigger and bigger. What is it though? What is it? I think it's just money. The younger person wants the older person for money. And of course, the older person has money. They should. They're 10, 15, 20, 30, in this case, 40 years older. Why wouldn't they be secure? Doesn't matter what status they have. But I also just firmly believe that we as a people, we have dropped the ball. And I'm speaking for myself, so don't think I'm trying to come at anyone here. But we as a people, we dropped the ball. That's why we don't recognize perverts. And that's why they run around so rampant, because this is too common. And I feel like people lease their children. Situation with R. Kelly, prime example. Those parents had no issues with him sleeping with their daughters while they were getting money. They had no problem with it. When the money slowed down, when the money stopped, they had a problem with it. People have no problem allowing their child or children to do certain things. I remember Nia Long spoke about her first boyfriend was 30 and she was 15. When she did that interview, I was saying in my head, girl, why would you even say that? Take that to your grave. Statutory rape. Perverts. That's what they are, though. We can't sugar it up. We can't nice it up. We can't sit here and fake and fun about it. It is what it is. I said it about my dad, so I can say it about anybody else. It's what it is. It's what it is. When I was in my late 30s, I met a CEO. And this man, I could tell he was older. I was on a field trip in Charleston, and he approached me, gave me his card, said if I ever needed any help, he liked my business. He said, I can tell you're really passionate about what you do. I was a child care provider. Long story short, of course I called him. When I looked at his card, he was a CFO, Chief Finance Officer. Well, this man wanted to pursue me. We casually went out. I have no problem with dating y'all when it comes to a free meal. We casually went out, hung out, enjoyed ourselves several times. He paid for the room when I got there. He had my room on reserve several times. One particular night, we were up all night talking at the room he reserved for me. He took me to this restaurant, this little upscale restaurant in Charleston. I never even knew of it, but you have to make reservations. Upscale seafood restaurant, and he had some seafood. He's from the islands. He had this sauce. He took the sauce with him. The lobster he ordered didn't smell right to me, and I said, I don't think you should put that sauce in there. I said, I think you should send that lobster back because it doesn't. I said it's too fishy. He was trying to educate me and tell me, baby, This is authentic seafood. It's not that Red Lobster stuff. I would never give you that. I said, I don't know about that. That lobster smells extra fishy. I know seafood has an aroma of, fish, but that's real fishy. When he put the sauce on it, it was fishier. He ate it. Didn't ate. He ate it, then no problem. He took me back to the room and I said, why don't you come in? I said, instead of us just, sitting in the car talking, I said, just come on in. He stayed there. We were talking almost all night. The room had double beds. In the middle of the night, I had to potty. I was getting up to go to the restroom. As I was sitting up in the bed, I heard some whoop, 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 like bubbles, like a person passing gas, but that watery fart. He had then shitted up the bed that he was in. Ran to the restroom. I didn't even know his feces was on the bed at that time. So I'm standing up waiting to go in the restroom like, oh my God, I hope he hurt. I got to pee. I got to pee. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God. And to be honest with you, he was in there so long, just blowing it up. I said, oh God. I had to urinate in the cup. In a cup. Because I couldn't hold it. So the air came on. And when the air comes on, whatever aromas in the room is intensified. I said, does that donkey smell? And something said, cut the light on. I said, if I see one little lobster donkey, I'm going to lose my mind. I cut that light on and looked at the bed he was in, a line of donkey. Oh, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. I let my friends and my daughter, I ain't even gonna lie, everybody hyped me up to talk to the man because, they talking about, that's when they saying, well, Mika, you special and it's gonna take someone, a little older or mature because you're different. That's the one time I let that mess get me. And you know what it got me? Almost shitted on, bluntly. It was in that moment that I knew, number one, we ain't gonna be nothing but associates. I don't even want the friendship. I knew that. Then number two, I knew I would never date anybody more than 5 to 7 years older than me. Not that just happened. I'm gonna be honest with you. I still don't know to this day his exact age, but them donkey lobsters convinced me. No, it done. I text everybody in the group text. There was this one man that used to go to the church I was going to, Mr. Lee. And I was talking to Mr. Lee about him. And he said, well, Tamika, just give it a try. But you're going to make him live. And I was like, what does that mean? He said, because he's older than you, because I speculate on his age. He said he's older than you. When younger women get with older men, y'all pull life out of them. I said, okay. I said, well, that's a good thing. And he was like, not always. I got another friend that was dating an older guy. And as soon as they got married, he got sick. And she ended up being a caretaker, just a nurse. Because he got terminally sick very fast. And the whole relationship changed. And she just ended up, like I said, being a nurse. So that was in the back of my mind. When that man doodled up that bed that night, See, I took care of my dad. My dad had Alzheimer's, and my dad used to have to wear a diaper, so I had to clean him. So I know what that's like. That's all I could think about. I was like, I'm not doing a donkey. I'm not cleaning nobody donkey. No, 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 no. I knew right then and there I could not go any further with that. No more. And that was my last time in Charleston to see him. That's my right-handed guy. And that man used to offer to take me shopping. He used to always try to tempt me. He took me to some jewelers in Charleston I didn't even know exist and showed me nice engagement rings. He's from a different state. He offered me to travel with him. He traveled a lot, but at that time I was still very busy. I was like, I'm not really able to travel just yet. He did a lot of financial things for my daughter with her going off to college, honestly speaking. When that man doodle up, y'all, I offer him all his money back. You can have all this back. I can give you all this back. You can get this right back. Because I don't want there to be any confusion. I'd rather just be friends. That's it. So I just shared that part with you to say, it's a lot of us out here that has done it. Where I am now, I'm 44. I don't see me connecting with someone 15 years older than me. I don't see it. I don't want anyone that's going to remind me of my dad or try to control me as a father. I see sometimes in older relationships from men to women, most of the time older men get younger women for control. And younger women don't have enough common sense, wisdom, or knowledge to know that they're being manipulated for control purposes, because they, glam them up, give them money that they need and want. So that's just my take on it. But I just want to know, I know it is somewhat a new normal. I don't agree with it when it's a certain age. I think it's just too much. I think people are perverts. I think that's it, just perverts. And I mean, it's a lot of them out here. That's just the way life is. And some people go through it. They may say, "Well, I'm not a pervert. I was just turned on. I was just enticed." But what I don't understand with men primarily, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, if you have a different perspective of it. Why do these men not know that most of the time it's in the 90 percentile that the women get with them because of what they have? Why do men not know that the women don't even find them that attractive? And that's on many levels, not just status, not just high status, regular guys, as we say. Why do these men not know that when they make money or give to a particular woman, specifically younger, she may not even like you? Most of the time she don't. But it's because she can get something from you. She can finesse you. She can slick that out of you. I don't understand. I don't understand how they don't see that. And then when I see men that have impregnated younger women and they're older, the first thing I always fault the man. Because see, sometimes those 20-year-olds, they still don't know their body. They don't know their body. They don't even know when ovulation time is. They don't know. But a man that is 20, 15, 12 years older than a woman, a young lady, you know she fertile. Now, if you don't want a baby, why would you release inside of her? I always fought the man on that. I've never fought the woman, because most of the time in our 20s, we're still learning ourselves. We're still discovering ourselves. And I think a lot of older men want children from younger women, like my daddy did. I think they use it as trapping mechanisms and purposes. That's what I truly believe. I truly believe that. And a lot of young women, they fall for that. And then they're under the spell or the influence of really a father. So I'm gonna leave that there. I'm gonna see what you all have to say. Hope you all are having a great Monday. Again, ladies, thank you all so very much for encouraging me, keeping me encouraged on the walking every day. It's definitely keeping my mind focused, and that's what I need it for. Peace and blessing, great day. Let me know what you think about older age and younger ages mixing. Is it a do? Is it a don't? Yeah, of course, the baby is definitely insurance. Children are always a primary in those situations, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. I do not feel sorry for men or guys, whichever one. I don't feel sorry for them when they get a younger woman pregnant. I don't feel sorry. If she is 10 years, anything 10 years and up, like let's say she's 10 years younger than him, 15 years younger than him, 20 years younger than him, you have lived longer. And when older men get younger women pregnant, you are in your prime. You should want to live. Now, unless they're starting a family, that's something different. But just these random pregnancies, hell no. I don't buy that shit. They got played. And they deserve that child support. And I hope y'all are not the kind of women that help men pay child support. I'm totally against stuff like that. That's my personal opinion. That's my personal life. So let me just say that right now. Same thing with my brother. So they get mad when I say certain things. You should want to live. You shouldn't want to spend your whole life taking care of kids. Just from random women that say, oh, that's the mother of my child, my son's mom, my daughter's mom. And everybody an ex to you? That's a direct indication something's wrong with you. But men don't want to hear that. And they don't see that women use babies or children as tickets, a golden ticket. That's it. They're a golden ticket. So I try to stay away and shy away and keep my ass away from men like that. Cause I'm not gonna be a babysitter for anybody. I'm not cleaning no diapers. I'm done with that season of my life until my daughter decide to have some children. But yeah, stuff like that I just try to shy away from. I try to stay away from that. I'm in my mid-40s. I totally agree with Wendy Williams when she decided to separate from her husband permanently. She said she left him because he did the one thing that she asked him not to do. Don't make a baby. Don't make a baby. I didn't even know the first few years that Wendy knew about her husband and that young lady having an affair. She asked him, don't make a baby with her. She said, I'm at the age I want to be pampered. I don't want to change Pampers. And I totally agree with that. And so just each to their own on that. Some people it'll work for, some people it just simply won't. It just simply will not. Sometimes children are a liability. To be honest with you, children are always a liability until they grow up and mature, and they have to evolve into maturity. I have a 24-year-old. I can speak that freely. Even though they're in their 20s, doesn't mean that they've evolved. They have to learn, and they have to want to do for themselves. And that's the fact of the matter. I spoiled my daughter so she could, for multiple reasons. But also, like I told her, if you was to ever have a child, just so you know, you wouldn't get what you got from me, but my grandchild would. The same thing my dad did for her to me. He cut me off and took care of my daughter. So I always told her that. And that's where it is. It doesn't mean you don't do anything for your child, but you don't get that spoiling. And to ladies, those of you all out there, you may be built and geared to help a man rear his children. Every woman does not have drama. Some women just realize, okay, yeah, we had a child, we didn't make it, we can move forward. But a lot of men, not all, but a lot of men do have a lot of baby mama drama. And those of us that don't tolerate that, we would never date them. We would never date them. And especially if it's these young fools nowadays that's harassing, stalking, irritating. You can't have a quality of life because you didn't have a baby, as we say back in the day, from a ragamuffin. So some sugar just ain't meant to be kissed, and some sugar is not meant to be tasted. So I would just say choose yours wisely. But let me know what you all think about older women or older men dating younger women, younger men. Is it a normal? Is it a healthy normal? Or is it, I just think it's for money most of the time. I didn't even know, let me say this. I didn't even know 50 Cent and his girlfriend broke up. I was hurt. I was hurt. I could tell he was really into her. And I really did like her for him because I could tell she made him feel good on the inside. And men that get to a certain status, and women as well, it's challenging for them to date when they reach that status, because people look at what they have and they want to take it from them. They don't think about loyalty. They don't think about the blood they had to sacrifice, or the sweat and tears they had to sacrifice for them to be where they are. They're just a taker. And I really was hoping that she was a good woman for him. But be that it may, that's where the chips fall. Just another example why we can't judge a book by its cover. Some people are seasonal, some people are reasonable, and then some people are lifetime. I hope that you know what's what for your life. Peace and blessings. Great day, ladies. I love you all so much. Happy Monday. Namaste.